let me ask you a question. What is your most powerful tool for growth?
It's not your marketing spend, and it's not your supply chain. It is, of course, the price tag. And yet, for so many businesses, pricing is just this reactive, manual headache. So today we're going to explore how to turn that daily chore into your biggest strategic advantage. Okay, so first up, let's set the stage a little. We're in a seriously high-stakes environment where the old ways of setting prices, well, they just don't cut it anymore. And I mean, just think about your customers' shopping habits for a second. Before they even consider buying, how many of them are already online checking prices?
The answer is a massive 81%. You know, price transparency isn't coming, it is already here. And in this world, if you're not priced competitively, you're pretty much invisible. So yeah, the pressure is high. But the opportunity in all of this, well, that's where it gets really interesting.
It's right here. It turns out that pricing is an incredibly sensitive lever. For every tiny 1% improvement you can make, you could see profits jump by as much as 8%. Just think about that for a moment. No other single change can deliver that kind of return. But sticking with those old manual methods, that's like navigating a minefield blindfolded. It's not just about losing sales to sharper competitors. It's about inconsistent prices eroding the trust you've worked so hard to build, all while those gut feel price cuts are just destroying your margins. And your team, they're wasting countless hours on tasks that should really be automated.
So how do you actually get out of that reactive chaos and into a state of strategic control? Let's talk about building that bridge, getting from constant firefighting to confidently driving your growth.
And this slide really shows the core transformation we're talking about. On one side, you've got the old way, constantly reacting, stuck in spreadsheets, always feeling a step behind. And on the other side is the goal, being proactive, where integrated intelligence lets you make strategic moves before the market forces your hand. Now, you might think data-driven pricing is standard practice by now, but the reality is, well, it's surprising. Only 36% of mid-sized retailers feel their pricing is actually driven by data. That means nearly 2/3 of the market is still flying blind, just relying on guesswork. That leaves a huge opportunity for anyone who gets this right. Okay, so let's get practical. Modernizing your pricing isn't about flipping some kind of magic switch. It's a clear, phased journey. Step 1, assess and define. You have to audit your current processes to know where the real gaps are. Step 2 is building that data foundation. This is where you automate data collection to make sure you're working with clean, reliable inputs, not garbage in, garbage out. Only then, in step 3, can you activate your insights. You give your teams the tools and training to actually act on that data. And finally, step 4, optimize and scale. This becomes a continuous loop of monitoring KPIs, refining your rules, and embedding a true data-driven pricing culture across the entire company. And the payoff for following a structured approach like that, it is absolutely huge. Retailers who actually commit to running continuous pricing experiments are 2.5 times more likely to fly right past their revenue targets. That's the power you get when you move from guesswork to a deliberate, data-driven system. But here's the thing. The impact of smart pricing doesn't just stop at higher margins. It creates this powerful ripple effect, delivering value you might not even expect across your entire business. Let's make this real with a quick example. Take a leading UK musical instrument retailer. Fantastic brand, great products. But they were getting absolutely buried on Google Shopping. And why? Because they just couldn't react fast enough to competitor price changes. So their challenge was crystal clear. They were invisible right where it mattered most. The fix was to implement a platform giving them real-time insights for dynamic pricing. And the impact? It was almost immediate. Suddenly, their ads started showing up again, sales regained traction, and their whole online performance got a massive boost. And for the client, it was about more than just the software. They said, the support we receive is world-class. It seems that for this kind of transformation, a strategic partner is just as important as the tool itself. Okay, now for a completely different but very common headache. Imagine for a second you're a paint supplier. How on earth do you track competitor prices when every single product has countless variations, different colors, sizes, finishes? I mean, doing that manually is just about impossible. Their team was just drowning in this manual, error-prone work. So the solution was to deploy an AI-powered matching tool to do all of that heavy lifting. And this didn't just save time. For the first time ever, it gave them a complete, and this is the important part, an accurate view of the entire competitive landscape.
And the result of that shift? They achieved over 84% coverage of their key products. Now, that's not just an efficiency gain, that is a strategic game changer. It's a level of market intelligence that is simply impossible for any human team to achieve on its own.
So, this all brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, really. How do you actually put a system like this in place to lock in that long-term growth and agility? Well, a really solid solution is built on 5 core pillars. It has to start with accurate, timely price intelligence. If the data's wrong, every decision you make after that is wrong. Next, you need automation that works for you, freeing up your team to focus on strategy. That system needs seamless integration with your existing e-commerce platforms. It must also have rule-based optimization, so you can set your strategy and let the system execute it precisely. And, as we've seen, underpinning it all is the need for a true strategic partner. Which really just brings us to the final question. In a market this fast, and with the stakes this high, can you really afford not to make pricing your sharpest competitive edge? If you're ready to start exploring the answer to that question, the whole journey can start with a simple conversation. Insight Track is built for those who want more than another tool. We help you move from pricing chaos to strategic control. Ready to start achieving pricing excellence? Let's get in touch.